Kathy. I'm the founder of Folio.works. We turn freelancers, or we turn students into freelancers so that they can graduate with 20 times more experience and have a clear idea of what they want to do post grad. And I have run product at, I guess, almost every company I've been at for the last 10 years. So I'm super happy to provide any support for people that are starting to build great products and want to make a real impact in the world. A project experiment is basically the series of tests that you want to run before you decide to build anything. So I know a lot of people talk about MVPs. MVPs are that like first product, like small product that you'll build. What you want to do before you build an MVP is really do this thing called MVTs, so minimum viable tests. So tests are basically the process of continually evaluating your hypotheses to improve your product. What you want to do is test the riskiest assumptions that will lead your product or your company to either succeed or fail. Ooh, I think everyone. Truly, product experiments are, it's really just a framework. It's like the scientific method applied to a company. So whether you're in sales, marketing, engineering, design, whatever, it's always helpful to list your assumptions, especially the ones that will make or break your team, your company, your goals, your vision, and create the smallest version of that test to get unbiased feedback and data on if you are actually moving in the right direction. So it definitely honestly applies across your entire company. I would say first do at least a handful of user interviews. So I know a lot of people will say like do user surveys, but user surveys don't give you as much kind of depth and understanding. So I'd say first like talk to your users and kind of get a quick direction on what their problem is and what they're doing to solve it right now, and then generate a handful of hypotheses. So hypotheses could be I guess for an example of like a massive open online learning course, it could be that hypothesis could be like the biggest problem that entrepreneurs have with starting a company is getting access to capital. That's a hypothesis. Really, what you want to do though is then take that hypothesis and like make it the smallest version as possible. So, like, what about access to capital are they struggling with? Is it understanding how the process works? Is it understanding which types of capital to access? Is it building the network to be able to access that capital? There's so many subsegments. So you just want to like really break it down. And then talk to your customers again. Do like another round of interviews to like really deeply start to understand that nitty gritty part. And then what I recommend is like the double diamond method. So you go from basically having a hypothesis in the beginning and then expanding. So you do a bunch of secondary research, primary research, and then you basically take all that information, funnel it down, and create another set of hypotheses that you want to test again. And then from there, basically run a really small test. So there's a bunch of different ways you can run tests. You could do like a painted door experiment, which could be basically like, for the example of the fundraising course, maybe it's creating a bunch of like a landing page with a bunch of different types of fake courses, like don't actually make the course, but maybe the courses have different names. So one is like building a network to fundraise. The next one is understanding how to fundraise. The next one is like different types of, you know, financial tools for fundraising. Basically, like try different options, and then you want to basically layer on top of that tracking. So the goal for testing is to get your users specifically your demographic of users in an environment where they're naturally going to give you like unbiased feedback. I think the thing that you miss out in interviews or surveys or any more like controlled environments is that people will always naturally want to make you happy. So they will give you a more positive answer than they would if they thought no one was looking.